traditional teardrop. Makes it more of a classic piece with the feathers and the red fail. And then he's also taken, you see the stilbe, not a stilbe, amaranthus, I'm so sorry. Amaranthus that he's folded over and given it that same look as the ribbon, with the ribbon looks, right? And amaranthus, that's a really hot seller for us this time of year, in the fall and Christmas. And in this arrangement, I think it's just perfect. And I love the use. It's a beautiful. That's that 10-yard import. 80 cents a yard. It's beautiful. You did a great job. Do you have that chocolate container? There's a couple of containers. Just something a little bit different. I like this one. You know, if you're going to do a cornucopia, isn't that kind of fun? And if you want to, you can almost use it like a French horn too as well. Very easy to do as a long piece, kind of the flowers flowing out of it. So we have these pocket baskets, those grapevine pocket baskets that David used. I think that's wonderful. You mix this with that teardrop over there, they've got 2 walls covering the house already for Christmas. Beautiful berries. Again, that same ribbon, the amaranthus, where now it's just getting that full effect of the hanging amaranthus. And the nice thing about the amaranthus, in your home when the furnace kicks on and off, it's so light, it's going to give movement to the arrangement, right? Not like honey, Halloween. Just a little bit of softness so it doesn't look so stiff. I think that works really well. But I love that basket. And if you're doing it for a spring arrangement, maybe you have some ivies hanging down, or you're doing it for the holidays, fall, or Christmas, just a beautiful one, don't you think? And it's great value as well. One of the things I like, I mentioned it earlier with that blue ribbon and that Wedgwood blue arrangement that David did, but here's another, I think almost a traditional home interior decor color, but it's used as a Christmas ribbon. There's a little bit of gold glitter meshed into that basic ribbon, but very, very nicely done. It's almost like a linen textured ribbon that you could use, but David has done it and then upscaled it a little bit with the antique gold ornaments and some cream colored hydrangeas, and then a little bit of the natural gold millimeter balls. If you were here a couple of weeks ago, you might have walked over to the back and said, wow, all they have left is red millimeter balls. Well, yesterday, or Friday, I drove the van real fast to Cleveland. Our Cleveland store picked up some new millimeter balls and some fresh new colors. So now we have gold, silver, blue, and chartreuse in a plum color. We also have a couple different sizes. So I tried to replenish. Again, we're still trying to recuperate from the fire, but I think we did a good job. Go ahead and take a look, though. We do have some new millimeter ball colors. And again, I just like the teardrops. I think, you know, the wreaths are very nice and they're traditional, but a teardrop, you can simply do, you know, 3 or 4 of them throughout the room, just with a little bit of ribbons and pine cones, a couple of ornaments, you're all done. And you can decorate the complete look throughout the house, right? What you looking at there?
Working as a theater.
Which one is great already?
Today.
You know, when people talk about fall designs, you know, it's something like this, I think really it's multi-season. I think you can take it from the fall, November, right into Christmas. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of copper in here, whether it be wire or ribbon or millimeter balls, so that it truly is a transitional arrangement. Kim's used some of that naturally dried hydrangea, and they're really colored in that gold harvest color. Isn't that beautiful? And then some sunflowers. And depending on your house, you could leave that out year round, couldn't you? Maybe in the kitchen, nice wood tone area. I just love that. She took the basic grapevine wreath, but then to soften it up and to branch it out, she's added what is this?
Asian honeysuckle vine is what they call it.
Asian honeysuckle vine. You probably have to refer to the YouTube site later to remember that, because I won't. But Asian honeysuckle vine, and a little bit of berry, and also the magnolia. Isn't that beautiful? I think some of those silver and gold glittered gilded magnolia that we had in fresh. Remember I talked about those last month? Many of you were here. If you weren't here, they're kind of square. It's cool probably when you come every month. All right? No, so anyway, that magnolia will work really well through this whole thing. You can just, blitz it up just a little bit. Very good. Thank you. This yarn stuff is really one of those things that, I don't know if you either love it or hate it. I just thought it was very, using a scent, whatever we call it, it's very warm, okay? It's something that when you add it to Christmas, it warms it up. It makes it a little bit more closer to the heart. It's like the mittens that great-grandma used to knit for you when you were a kid, right? So it kind of brings back some memories. Maybe some handmade ones, things like that. Very traditional. I thought David did a nice job. He just connected the two together. And what he used is he used some wax roping, and he just tied them together in two wreaths, this wreath and this wreath, and put them together. One thing, I think David's a great designer, but one thing I really enjoy that he does, his mechanics are very good. When you put something together, if you have a project you're working on and you think you're going to take 2 or 3 containers or 2 or 3 items and bring them together, but you're not really sure how to do that, you can call David and ask him, because he'll give you some great hints on that sort of thing. He's very good with his mechanics. So it's very well put together. But he takes that traditional wreath and he elongates it, so now we have a beautiful string, right? One of the things I wanted Kim to do is when we're working behind me backstage, sometimes they're doing some things and maybe I should just stop for a minute and show you. Later on, you're going to see some items that Kim has done where she's added the birch branches to wreaths and things like that. So when she's working on a project, she first identifies the wreath that she wants to decorate, then she adds the birch or the wood pieces, and she's going to add some of the frosted frosted holly, mini holly, to the wreath, and then she's going to add the owl, correct? And then she puts it to critter. So she did some things with critters and wreaths, or critters and wall pieces. So just so you see how the mechanics go together. First the wreath, then the birch. Now she's going to add the third thing that's going to be the most dominant, and then the critter. So maybe when she gets to that, she'll yell at me, we'll stop. We'll see how she connects that so it holds it all together. Yes, that's a hot glue pen. Everybody uses a hot glue pen, right? Because if you use a hot glue gun, you're just a sadomasochist who's trying to burn themselves. It's really bad. Whereas with the glue pen, what do you think there's that? Oh, yours is way hot. I'm not dipping my finger in it. Normally, you can keep it at like 180 degrees, and even if you accidentally dipped your hand in there, it's not going to burn you. Where if you use a traditional glue gun, and I'm not picking on this one here, she just gave me that intro to do something else. Talk about glue guns. Glue guns are very hot. Even the low temps, I think, are a little bit hotter than the glue pan. And when you're gluing something, what do? We normally take it, put it in our hand, and then we take the glue like this, right? So where do you burn yourself? Right in the palm of your hand. That's probably next to your feet. That's about the most sensitive area you have. And then the worst thing you do is, after you burn yourself, you grab your hand like this. Now you burn both your hands. So I always recommend a hot glue pan versus a hot glue gun. Number one, they're easier to work with, like you said. You just dip it and go, right? And if you have the stringy things in now, you just take a heat gun or a hot blow dryer and run it over that, and they just fall right out. So it's really easy to work with. But that glue pen, but see, some designers, like Kim, they got this thing set at 300 degrees, and it's almost water. So I can't dip it and show you. But if you keep it at normal temperature, about 180, 185 degrees. So you're not going to hurt yourself now. But even if you do, put it on thermonuclear like Kim does, it's still much easier to work with. All right. Anyway, here's one of the arrangements that Kim did. Just a beautiful piece, I think. We could use it for the holidays, so we could just use it as a nice wall decoration. I love it. Once again, These are natural, dry hydrangeas, with just a little bit of color added to it. Great color scheme, and this is really that blue-green color that we're going to see in 2015. That's the color for next year, one of the colors. You're still going to show some green, we'll still see some gold, but that's going to be the dominant color. Kim's added some Saracena lilies and a little bit of Veronica there, beautiful flower. And then of course the bird's nest. I love the bird's nest, just to finish it off. And then, you know, a simple thing, instead of doing a round wreath, why not do the whole? You know, we have many different shapes and sizes. She did some other things too, a different wall decor. I love the whole.
Thank you.